I don't know. I think if people can, like, people are upset with money a lot of times because they don't have the things that money can give them. Also, there's a thing with human nature as well. It's like people complain about a system until they get what they want out of it, and then it's like dynamic interest, the changing interest. So young people want to go on dates, old people want just to have grandkids be happy. It's a dynamic interest. Where was I going with this? A lot of times people are hypocrites. They don't realize it. You'll do the exact problem that you'll complain about if you're put in the same situation. That's why it's good to empathize with people, because you end up saving them in some degree and yourself. You catch yourself being the villain, and that's a good thing. To not be evil. It's a very good step. Being evil is not good. Being evil is just taking way more than you're actually worth. Usually that's how evil works. You're out of harmony with the rest of the world, and that's a big no-no. Whatever usually I find is not beautiful within the world, it usually doesn't last long, because it's like beauty is almost a necessity. It's like the harmony, the symphony, of life and existence. That's why I think beauty is so important. The symmetry of things, the past, the present, the future. It's all there's a balance to things. And you even feel out of whack when you're not, your feelings aren't everything, but they're a big indicator of. It's like the markings on the road, right? They're indicators of how you should do things. They're usually pretty accurate because your ancestors died so much, so they gave you those instincts. Maybe you're degenerate, I guess, or some form of that, but generally speaking, your instincts are pretty not always accurate, but they're usually have a use somewhere. Then there's the gallbladder, right? So not everything is perfect. Anyway, but generally speaking, you should respect the things. Respect things, bond. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I should just. Two. See if I'm lucky at this. Doing spacing at 2. It's getting harder for me to articulate my thoughts. I'm getting kind of tired. Okay. Is that even working? Not really. Maybe I got it before, I didn't do it properly. Let's see here. 1, 2. I could look at this and determine, or I could just muck around and oh shoot. Yeah. It's always good to yeah. Looks like this is gonna be maybe I could do 3 apart. This is trial and error pretty much. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 4 apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would just be a shitty version of. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're gonna have to. Oh, whatever. Let's do this. Like a runway strip, I guess. There we go. Yeah, I kind of feel like I gotta do something with all these. I keep on thinking about the world, I feel like you can't just So I think sharing is more important than knowing, because, especially with humans, it's human existence, whatever. If I say I know the solution to all these problems, I don't do anything about it. I don't share the solution in physical form, perhaps. It's did it even exist? If it's not shared, did it even exist? If knowledge isn't shared, did it even exist? You know, I think that answers some degree of no. Because perhaps everything is a form of knowledge, like data and all that jazz. If you can't share it, does it even exist? And perhaps you can't even prove that. Maybe because everything's relative. Maybe because everything is related to everything else, it has to be shared. There's that bond, that connectivity that links everything together. Maybe that's the general connectivity that links everything together. Maybe that's a new theory of, I don't know, life, whatever. Matthew's general connectivity. Sounds too, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. It's kinda, oh, whatever. Anyway. This looks like it's pretty close to done, this. Maybe put a little thing on top and I think I was gonna cut the thing in the wall, but I kinda just, I don't know. Wasn't feeling it, I guess. I guess it kinda is attached to the waterfall over here. To a large degree. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. So we can. Let's see here. Where's the button? Whatever. Oh. Ain't working. It's kind of weird, you know. I think it's like human nature to make stuff. A lot of this won't get used though. I don't know. Maybe it will if I share it around enough. Maybe it'll be used for entertainment purposes. At least. Okay, that's a big drop. Wasn't that big actually? Kind of. I guess I could like fence. I don't like using stuff I don't have a justification for. Also, it feels more like real ancestor connection stuff when I use like, you know, wood. I mean, like, I like RPGs because it's like an ability to explore parts of the brain that were very useful back in the day, but don't exist anymore. Almost like a ghost connection to the ancestors, or ancestral way of being. Feels like a more good way of doing things. It's very humanizing, I think it is the word. There's like a nostalgia for a way of being. So we used to have swords, for example, Europeans, Asians and stuff. And I guess Aztecs and stuff, whatever. We used to have swords a lot longer time than we had guns. Like thousands of years. Like what, 10,000 years, something like that. And we had like guns for like, what's the 1500s, 1400s, something like that. So that's called generous, called like 500 years. So like, you know, even like melee weapons, like spears, like the dawn of time, pretty much. So a lot of the brains kind of, you know, I think it wants to think a certain way. So instincts, I think, are part, you know. That's that. Got it earlier somewhere. Let's see here. Let's see every 2 months. Yeah, it's like you go to the more fantasy land to feel more human. Kind of a weird thing. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's something like that. There we go. guess we can do like a little gate fence or whatever. Let's do like cobblestone. Something like that. Just so we have the option, you know what I'm saying? This doesn't matter anymore. This, if we do. Okay, that would make sense. Alright, that makes sense. There we go. Oh, scared me. Getting tired, I guess. Pathway here. Kind of nice being in that creative. You just kind of flow about and do things. It's kind of a nice way of doing things. I like it. I like being creative. Makes my brain feel happy. Feel like I'm exist. Although I've dropped the brain sometimes and it's just, I don't know, always the best. Didn't quite, I'm almost done with this. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty quick, I think. Just kind of doing some touches here. Just do the old ring around the rosy. Yeah, continuity, unity. Kind of repetitive, I guess, but once you do it, it's done, it's done.